What if the real winner of Squid Game was never supposed to be the last survivor? What if the games were never about money at all? Squid Game. Season 3 leaves viewers with unforgettable questions about power control and the true value of human life. Today, we're breaking down the deeper meaning behind the ending and why it changes the entire series. From the very beginning, Squid Game has never been just a survival story. It has always been a mirror reflecting the darkest parts of society. Every challenge forces ordinary people to make impossible decisions, and every victory comes with an unbearable cost. Season 3 pushes this idea even further. Instead of focusing only on who survives the story, asks a much bigger question. Can anyone truly defeat a system built on fear, greed, and desperation? One of the strongest themes throughout the season is hope. Again and again, the characters are forced into situations where giving up would seem easier than fighting. Yet even in the darkest moments, they continue searching for a reason to move forward. That determination becomes more powerful than any prize waiting at the end. Another important idea is trust. Every alliance offers protection, but every friendship also creates vulnerability. The series reminds us that fear can destroy relationships just as quickly as it creates them. The people who choose compassion often risk everything, while those driven only by survival slowly lose their humanity. The ending also explores the idea that evil rarely depends on one person. Removing a single leader does not automatically destroy a corrupt system. As long as greed and inequality continue to exist, someone will always try to replace the people who came before. This is why the final moments feel so important. Rather than giving viewers a simple victory, the story challenges us to think about whether real change is ever easy. Sometimes defeating a system requires much more than defeating the people running it. One hidden detail many viewers overlook is how often the series contrasts wealth with humanity. The people holding power treat suffering like entertainment, while the players continue risking everything simply to protect their families. This contrast has always been one of the show's strongest messages. Another fascinating element is the psychological transformation of the survivors. No one leaves the games unchanged. Every difficult choice leaves emotional scars that continue long after the competition ends. Survival itself becomes another kind of burden. The visual symbolism throughout the season also deserves attention. The bright colors, playful environments, and childlike games create a disturbing contrast with the violence taking place inside them. This design reminds viewers that appearances can easily hide something terrifying underneath. Perhaps the biggest question raised by the ending is whether the cycle can ever truly end. If society continues creating desperation, then new victims will always appear. The games may change, but the reasons people enter them remain painfully familiar. That idea is exactly what makes Squid Game more than just another thriller. It is a story about inequality, responsibility, and the difficult choices people make when survival becomes more important than morality. Whether you loved the ending or wanted something different, one thing is impossible to deny. Squid Game continues forcing audiences to ask uncomfortable questions about the modern world and about themselves. And maybe that has always been the real game. If the story continues in the future, the biggest challenge may no longer be surviving the competition. The real challenge could be changing the world that made the competition possible in the first place.